What's up guys, CJ here and welcome back to another all-new Hybrid Network video, this time with an interesting theory that we've been cooking up about just how to introduce mutants into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, all with the help of that handy-dandy quantum realm which we see further explored in Ant-Man and the Wasp. We are going to get into some spoilers for that film ahead, specifically regarding the quantum realm, Janet Van Dyne, and the movie's post-credit scene. So, as usual, if you haven't seen the film, click away now. Disney's acquisition of 21st Century Fox's assets, including the 20th Century Fox film studio, isn't completed yet, but everything seems to be moving in the right direction as their purchase just cleared US antitrust approval. If Fox's shareholders approve Disney's acquisition later this month, the question then becomes, how is Marvel Studios going to go about integrating characters like the Fantastic Four and the X-Men into the MCU? The X-Men, and really mutants in general, provide the biggest challenge, and they're probably going to require some outside-the-box thinking from Kevin Feige and friends to bring them into the fold. The main issue is this: how do you explain mutants appearing all over the world all of a sudden? You could say that they were there all along and just hiding, but that seems awfully convenient, and it's just frankly impossible considering, the whole thing about mutants in Marvel Comics is that they're a persecuted minority. They're essentially, of course, an analog for the civil rights movement. In my mind, you have to have some sort of event or catalyst, something that somehow creates mutants across the world, and this is where the quantum realm fits in perfectly. In the film, we see the quantum realm explored even more than the first film, including the revelation that yes, Janet Van Dyne is alive, but more than that, due to her exposure to the quantum realm's energy, she now has brand new abilities. From what we've seen so far, she can communicate almost telepathically with people over great distances by appearing to them in visions. She drained Ghost of the quantum energy that was killing her, and she at one point grounded Hank with her hands when he very nearly got lost in the quantum realm. So it seems like being exposed to the quantum realm and its energy changes people, and when Janet is describing this change to Hank, her choice of words is deliberate and very, very interesting. Let's check out the quote. "It changes you. Adaptation is part of it, but it's more evolution." Evolution. And that's a term most commonly associated with, you guessed it, mutants in Marvel Comics. It's, an entire race of people whose entire identity is constructed around the idea that they're the next step in human evolution thanks to the X gene. Because Janet is the only person we've seen so far that was changed by the quantum realm, we're not sure if everyone exposed would react the same way she did, or if her evolution was more personal and unique, like mutants' abilities typically are. That's a gray area in and of itself because Ghost technically was exposed to quantum realm energy herself as a child, which gave her the ability to phase in and out of existence due to basically exposure to that energy after a lab accident that killed her father. So while clearly she doesn't have the same powers as Janet, you could just say the situations were different enough that they got different abilities from it. But her powers seem specifically tied to quantum mechanics, whereas Janet's don't necessarily seem as connected to any sort of real-world science. But seeing how the mid-credits scene went, with Janet, Hope, and Hank all falling victim to Thanos' snap, and Scott trapped in the quantum realm for an undetermined amount of time, there's a really good chance he's going to end up affected by it just like Janet was. In one of our videos yesterday, we theorized that the time vortex Janet mentions in the quantum realm could be the key to time travel in Avengers 4, and ultimately the key to defeating Thanos in general, but beyond that, the quantum realm could play an even larger role. If there was a massive release of quantum energy into the world, whether for, the time vortex or an explosion, something like that, given that it's one of the few things in the MCU that we know radically evolves people just on sheer exposure, that could serve as your explanation for how a certain percentage of the population suddenly starts, quote-unquote, mutating. Let me know what you think of this theory in the comment section down below and how you want mutants to come into the MCU, but that's going to do it for me here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like if you like what you saw, subscribe for more great content every single day, and consider turning on your notifications to be alerted every time we upload a new video. Signing off, this is CJ, and I'll see you next time.